Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Manchester City have secured their place in the FA Cup quarter-finals after a 2-0 victory over Peterborough United at the Western Home Stadium. The Championship strugglers have gone down to Pep Guardiola's man. And this is a controversial opinion. Am I sort of allowed to enjoy that? I know loads of people are coming over here already to tell me how poor we were today. But I sort of still enjoyed that second half. Okay, I can't pretend the first half was all sunshine and days and all that kind of stuff. It wasn't, but there was still a little bit of football there that I kind of enjoyed. I'm sorry, but when you see people like Grealish and Foden going through the gears, you still have to kind of enjoy it. We didn't play that well today. We didn't. But ultimately, this game was about getting that victory, getting through to the next round, and maybe addressing our concerns about the form at the moment. But City have won today 2-0. And I'm going to start with the positives before I talk about the negatives, because I want to start with the positives before I talk about the negatives. That's just who I am as a person, and it's just how I enjoy the world and football in general. If I find a positive, I will usually go to that and I'll usually grab onto it. It's just because that's who I am. That's how I enjoy football. So I'm going to go to Grealish and I'm going to go to Foden in that second half in particular, because that for me is always the story of the game. The second half, I sort of did enjoy it. There was 4 minutes of Foden in particular where the game seemed to change basically for me. There really was a little bit of magic, and we were already winning 1-0 at this point, but you could tell when the mood shifted in this game where Phil Foden, for one, he played a lovely little reverse through ball, a disguised through ball to Jesus, who had a good chance. Then after that, Phil Foden, you could see his confidence lifted visibly. They did that lovely little pirouette, and then moments after that, obviously seeping with confidence and self-belief after a lovely 5-minute spell, he played the absolutely delightful defence-splitting ball over the top to Grealish. And Grealish, that touch, absolutely delightful, genuinely delightful. That touch from Grealish, wonderful bit of magic from a very wonderful footballer, if we actually give him the credit that he deserves. And he finished with aplomb as well. And to me, I don't know about it. It's like something about watching footballers when they're enjoying themselves, even if it's just for 10 minutes of a game. For me, as a football fan, it just kind of gets me going, and I really enjoy it. I really enjoy seeing the confidence of some players, and there were some flicks after that and some skills that I personally enjoyed. I'm not saying City were excellent tonight, but I just love seeing a bit of flair. I love seeing a bit of creativity and a bit of confidence. And Phil Foden, he shows just how good he's going to be when we finally release him from that false 9 shackles. I understand that he's doing a job for the team right now, Phil Foden, but I do want to see him a little bit deeper. I do want to see him with time to face the opposition and pull that magic out of the hat, because Phil Foden has that. Guardiola knows he has that as well. It's just about being patient and waiting for that opportune moment when he finds that bit of space. Like, honestly, I love Phil Foden. I think he's an absolutely fantastic footballer. And I also kind of love that Grealish showed a little bit of what I was on about on Twitter earlier today. If you follow me on Twitter, you saw that I tweeted that Grealish, maybe we missed him a little bit. Maybe we missed that kind of that pause and that calm that he brings in the ball. And I thought he showed a bit of that today as well. And of course, scored a lovely goal. A couple of super chats already. Big love to Dylan Black. Dylan Black said second half was fun. It was so fun. Does that earn Grealish a start of the weekend? Dylan, it's a good question. Dylan, you're a legend. Thank you so much for the super chat. Dylan, possibly does. I thought Grealish showed an awful lot of energy today, an awful lot of creativity. He wasn't at his very best, no, but he showed a willingness to be involved, and there's a bravery to that that Guardiola will appreciate. Guardiola likes players that take responsibility, and Guardiola will appreciate that Grealish tried to do that today. I think he might get a start against United, mainly because him, in the way he keeps the ball, could be really useful. Dylan, you're a legend. Thank you so much, Dylan. Super chat as well from Sir Alan Mancini. Awful performance. Yes, we win, but performances are getting worse. Well, there's the vibe killer to my positivity. You're entitled to your opinion there, and I think you're probably right, actually. We didn't play that well, actually. We didn't. I can't pretend we did. But I guess your opinion on how worried you are depends on you as an individual. And I don't mean you, Sir Alan Mancini. I mean you as a City fan watching this. I mean, I understand nerves. I understand discontent. I understand worries about our form. But at the same time, I just don't really feel it. And that's my honest opinion. You're right that we're not playing well at the moment. It's absolutely an issue that we need to address. But I guess it ultimately comes down to why. And that's where it stops from me. I ultimately, if I feel like the players are out of form for the right reasons, and I'll get onto what I mean that in a second, I don't panic. And for the right reasons for me is that I don't think the players are unhappy. I don't think the players are unhappy with Guardiola. I don't think the players are not trying. They are trying. And I don't think it's anything negative. I think the players, if they're out of form, it could just be very obvious reasons. I don't know. I'm not a mind reader. I can only sit here and guess as a human being what they may be going through right now. It could be as simple as that Guardiola. I'm going to run through a few reasons. It could be that Guardiola's changed a few things and it's unsettled the team. It could be that Guardiola changed a few things because they weren't trading particularly well, or we didn't play particularly well recently. Like against Arsenal, for example, we kind of scraped it. It could be that the players are just a little bit tired. It could be that we're just in that spell that every single team goes through, where you have a bit of a dodgy spell and you have to grind it out, that we've all been through. It could be that this is just, the players feeling the weight of expectation on the shoulders at the moment. Liverpool being so good are grinding down. All these things are reasonable. All these things are normal in football, and all these things happen very, very, very often. We've been through this loads of times. So as long as I see signs that the players are trying to commit themselves, trying to work really hard, they are doing what Guardiola asks, and there's no kind of sad faces, to quote Guardiola, I'm not going to sit and complain. And I don't think I've seen any of that. I don't think there's any lack of commitment or energy. And you can sense that they're still trying to play the right football. They're not sulking and moaning at each other. They're definitely not, there's no lack of effort. Sometimes you just see, a little bit of a lack of form. It's human nature. But what I will say, and I mean this from sincerity, from the bottom of my heart, what I will say is that in general, football and people, they are so fickle. And what I mean by that is that confidence can switch on and off like that, like a light switch. It really, really can. And in this instance, all it takes is a little bit of confidence from one player, maybe to find a bit of form to essentially excite the others. Like me as a Manchester City fan, I purred watching Grealish and Foden go through the motions in that second half. I absolutely loved watching Phil Foden find a little bit of confidence. I'm not saying that's going to change the team, but I guarantee you, if me as a football fan can enjoy it, I guarantee that players enjoy it as well. And if you get a big win, say against United at the weekend, all of a sudden our form could turn around just like that. It really could, because that's football. Football is about confidence, it's about momentum, it's about rhythm, and this is what can happen when the players get a little bit of luck. So what I'm saying right now essentially is that even though our form currently isn't that great, and it isn't that great, that is also normal, and it can change as quickly as it can arrive. And it arrived out of nowhere, but it can go that quickly as well. If it can be undone, it can be fixed. It really is as simple as that with football. That's why personally I am not worried, because I don't think there's any fundamental problems. I think it's very normal to have these up and down moments. So I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I'm not going to call Guardiola a fraud. I'm not going to sit here and moan, because I understand that a war, a war, that's the wrong terminology right now. I guess what I was going to say, a battle over a season lasts a long time. And I understand that, you can't judge a season off 3 or 4 games of bad form. You judge it at the end of the season. And all I know is, looking back at the season so far, these players have absolutely earned our respect. They have earned our patience. They have earned our trust. And I really believe that. So I'm not saying we're playing well. We aren't playing well, but we are, we've got a couple of wins in a row here now. Of course, Spurs was poor. If we win against United, all of a sudden we all feel a lot more confident. And would anyone really put that against us? I wouldn't personally. I expect to win. I'm not saying we will do, but I personally, right now, if you ask me this moment, what the most likely outcome is, for me, it's a Manchester City win. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but that's where my head is at. And that's because they've earned that trust. So that's where I'm at, basically. And essentially, I'm here just to try and negate some of the worries. I'm not saying you're wrong to worry. You've got every right to. But I just don't feel it. And I'm saying why I don't feel it. And I'm sure Guardiola probably doesn't feel it either. And I'm sure the players don't. And if they do feel a little bit of nerves, well, that's healthy. That is human to feel a little bit of nerves. And we cannot expect them to be robots, to be perfect all the time. It ain't going to happen. And if you can't hack that, you can't handle that heat. You need to get out the kitchen, because that's normal, unfortunately. And it will go through... Guardiola's head, it'll go through the players' heads, it'll go through Liverpool's heads, it'll go through all of them. They'll all feel that pressure at some point. So today it wasn't a great performance. It really wasn't. Some of the players looked a little bit rusty. It's kind of what always happens when we play the B team. And I know it's not a B team as such, but it's the players that aren't always necessarily playing in certain roles often. So we'll see. So Foden today, anyway, Foden was good. He was very good. But Foden is always good. He's a brilliant footballer. And some people have been a little bit nervous about Foden recently. I have not been nervous at all. It's very much a sacrificial lamb role for Phil Foden. And today he showed exactly what he can do. Thank you for watching this video, by the way. If you are tuning in, do hit the subscribe button. I'm at 60,165 where I'm at right now. Let's have a look. Oh, well, yeah, it's gone up by another 4. So let's try and get to 60,000 and 200. That'd be good. So if you're watching this right now, I would love to be at 60,200 by the time this video has kind of gone live and all that kind of stuff to everyone. So do it. Hit the subscribe button and do hit the like button. Let's try and get a shit ton of likes on this video. Because City are in the quarterfinals. By the way, is anyone else really craving the FA Cup? I want City to win. I want City to win the FA Cup this year. And obviously I do. Obviously I do. But what I mean by that is that I think we've not won it enough in our post takeover era. I think it's something that we need a little bit more of. Under Guardiola, I think it's 2 full stop, isn't it, since the takeover? I want to win it this year. I know we haven't got the Carabao, which is my god tier trophy, but I want to win it this year in particular. So I do like that we're taking it seriously. I don't know who will get in the next round, but I do want to win it this year because I think there is a prestige to the FA Cup. So. Yeah, I'm fully in for it. And fingers crossed the team feel the same way. I'm sure they do because the FA Cup does have that prestige. Christian in the comments has asked me, who was your man of the match? Christian said his was Foden. He was outstanding. Yeah, Foden was fantastic. Do you remember people were saying Foden has dropped off and it was because of Jack Grealish? No, Foden hadn't dropped off, guys. He hadn't dropped off because of Grealish. Foden was just doing a job for the team, and I'm holding the mic because I'm sitting back here. Foden was just doing what he had to do, and every now and then, great players have to take one for the team because that's just how football is. And Foden's been playing the false 9 and scoring goals for what it's worth, been really useful to the team. And today he got a little bit of freedom facing the goal, and look what happened: a little bit of magic, a little bit of special, genuinely like technical excellence. And I loved it. I genuinely loved it. But that's what Foden can do for you. Understand that football is a human. Understand that they will go through ups and downs, and football will be a lot easier to take. And I'm not trying to be all sensei here, but I've had a cider, so I'm feeling a little bit more, I don't know, loose in my thoughts and freedoms. And I do honestly, I did enjoy moments of that. And for me, football is about the 90 minutes. It's also about the individual moments, and I did honestly enjoy the potential of that performance. And even though everyone wasn't fantastic, I enjoyed what Foden and Grealish showed tonight. But Sir Alan Mancini didn't. So Sir Alan Mancini with the super chat says, our form and performances have dropped massively over the last 5 weeks. Very worrying. Well, I guess you've been watching for the last 10, 15 minutes, mate, and you disagreed with everything I said. And do you know what? That's absolutely understandable. If you want to disagree with me, everyone is welcome to. Opinions are like arseholes. We've all got them, basically. So I understand why you're concerned. As I said, I'm not concerned because I view personally drops in form as normal as getting out of bed in the morning. It's human nature. Sometimes my videos are shite. Sometimes they're really good because I'm human. Maybe they're never really good. Sometimes your schoolwork will be really good. Sometimes it'll be terrible. Sometimes you have a good day. Sometimes you'll have a bad day. I guess the point I'm making is that I do not judge, 5 games, 5 weeks as the whole season. I look at the bigger picture, and I understand your concerns, mate. I really do, but I have to try and find the positives because that's how I operate. That's how I operate as a person, and that's just who I am. If it bugs you, I'm sorry, but I respect your opinion, mate. And it has been concerning to an extent, but I'm not concerned yet. It's concerning, but I'm not at the concern stage. I'm building up to it. That's what I would say in general. If you have stages like this, is where relaxed is. This is where concerned is. The meter's filling up. I'm not quite there yet. I'm landing about here. You know what I mean? I'm getting close to that point. But thank you so much, mate. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really, really appreciate it. Why didn't Steven start? Yeah, I would have started Sophia. I would have absolutely. I put me on a left winger. I was a left winger back in the day. That's what I was. But I can't really do much more than that. That's the thing, is Anthony said we're not playing our best, but we're still finding our wins. Thank you, Louis, by the way, about the videos. It's really appreciated. Either way, sometimes you really do just have to have to find a way to get the victory, and that's what City did today. I'll go over to Sky, the aggregators, and see what's going on in terms of the quotes from Guardiola and so on. What's Pep been saying? Pep said about Mahrez, he loves football, he loves to play football. For him, it's not a profession, it's a joy. That's why he would play tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, in every single game and every single day. He has an incredible quality up front. I love that. I love when a manager absolutely recognises that passion, that joie de vivre, that lust for football in a player. And Guardiola understands that Mahrez is obsessed with it. And do you know what? The best players are obsessed with football. It is their life and it is their identity. Grealish was talking. Grealish said, I expect more. I want to get a lot more. I've been speaking with the manager and he's been helping. I want to get goals and assists, but he said it's not all about that. He trusted me in a lot of big games, which I feel I've done all right in. I'm sorry, I'm going to jump over here. There's the Grealish quote here, and I'm reading it over here. Look at this Grealish quote. I'm sorry, look, this is a man absolutely obsessed with improving. So this is a man here who absolutely wants to be the best footballer possible. This is a man clearly who's aware of his perceived deficiencies in his game. This is a guy who clearly wants to succeed at the highest level. I don't understand why people can give him a hard time. I expect more. I want to get a lot more. I've been speaking with the manager and he's been helping. I want to get goals and assists, but he said it's not all about that. He's trusting me in a lot of big games, which I feel I've done all right in. Jack Grealish is absolutely desperate to succeed at Manchester City. And some people are so desperate to call him a failure or a flop and dig him out. I don't get it. I will never understand it as a football fan. I'm sorry, and I understand we all have high standards and all this kind of stuff, but I don't understand this absolute hunger to to essentially call Jack Grealish out. I don't get it personally. He clearly cares. He clearly wants to improve. And I'm sorry, if you've got that desire and that awareness, you absolutely will improve. And clearly wants to, man. He clearly wants to. What more can he do to show that he cares about his club and he cares about how much his performances are affecting, in a good way or bad way, the team? So I love that. I see quotes like that and I absolutely love it. It makes my day because this is a footballer who wants to be successful here. That's not the guy who doesn't give a shit. Everyone's like, oh, Grealish doesn't care. No, this is a guy who sits and watches his own performances, absolutely studies his own game, absolutely knows what he needs to do. That, to me, that quote is wonderful. And it should be for everyone else as well. I understand if you don't rate him, whatever, but I don't get people who can understand, you can doubt his commitment. And look at his face. Look at his face. What boop his nose. Either way, what's he on about? I've not watched this instance. Jack Grealish said about his assist for the goal. You know what's funny? We were on the coach on the way in. I sat next to Phil. We were scrolling through Twitter and a video message came up. Just like Messi. Look at that warmth, man. Look at that warmth to him. I love it. I don't understand how people can't. I don't know. Maybe I feel like people try too hard to find a negative sometimes in life. They do it all the time. It doesn't matter if it's football. It doesn't matter if it's work. It doesn't matter if it's, I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter if it's just school or education or whatever. People do it all the time. They really do. And I see it in every shape of life, every form of life. And people are just negative. And I understand why they can be, but I find life so much easier when you want to find the positives. And I feel, honestly, some people really need to remember that as well at the same time. Like Grealish is a good footballer. He's not at his best yet, but the guy is desperate to learn and desperate to make it here. And you've got that quality and that commitment, I'm sure he will do. But guys, we are through to the quarterfinals, and that's a good reason for me. That's a good thing to be positive about. We aren't playing at our best right now, but we are genuinely enjoying a golden era for Manchester City Football Club, and I am determined to enjoy that. I'm determined to enjoy that even if our form isn't great. I'm determined to just appreciate the excellence of Jack Grealish and Phil Foden and Mahrez and Bernardo and Cancelo and Diaz and Stones and Ake and all these players. I'm determined to make the most of this as a Manchester City fan right now, because even if our form isn't perfect, we are still a fantastic team. They are still human, and we are still doing some very wonderful things at times. Hopefully we can turn that into a win at United, and all of a sudden for me, any nerves I had that were accruing right now would disappear. So yeah, today we've won 2-0. It wasn't a classic performance, but I don't think it's a tragedy. I don't think it's anything to worry about. I feel like the days for worrying and nerves, they're not quite there yet. I understand caution, but I don't understand fear yet, because I think this team have earned that trust and respect from us. This Manchester City side are consummate professionals. They are winners. They have proven they are winners over the past few years now. They have proven that they have earned our respect, and Guardiola has proven that he knows how to get these players motivated. A few bad days does not make a season, you know? It's just a small part of a bigger picture, and we need to remember that sometimes. Guys, thanks for watching this video. Big love to all of you. Manchester City are through to the FA Cup quarterfinals. Please do hit that subscribe button, and I'm going to get some food because it's Pancake Tuesday. I've not had a pancake yet. That's terrible. Subscribe, like, comment. Big love to all of you, and I'll catch you in a bit. Come on, City. Come on, you Blues. In a bit, guys. Good night.